He thought he had paid his dues, but a forgotten agreement from years ago would soon unveil the truth. How could a simple piece of paperwork lead to accusations of betrayal from his own partner? When my husband and I divorced, we were responsible for 4 minor children together. The court ordered him to pay child support for each of them. We were informed by our attorneys that as each child turned 18, we needed to officially file paperwork to reduce the amount of child support accordingly. It was not an automatic process. We had to pay a small fee and submit the necessary documents to the family court. We agreed to alternate the responsibility of filing these papers, and since I was working as a paralegal in a state office and familiar with these procedures, I took on the task for the first child. When our oldest child turned 18, I filed the paperwork promptly and had the child support adjusted from covering 4 children to 3. However, when our second child turned 18, I waited for my ex-husband to ask for help with the paperwork or to adjust the payments himself, as that had been our agreement. Neither happened. He seemed content to let things continue as they were. A few years later, the same scenario played out with our third child. Again, he didn't ask for assistance, nor did he file anything with the court. This meant that by the time we only had 1 minor child left at home, I was still receiving child support as if we had 3. Years passed, and when the youngest child reached 18 and graduated from high school, my ex-husband finally handed me paperwork to end the child support. I readily signed without hesitation. That was when his girlfriend confronted me. "I just found out that he's been overpaying for years. You knew and you said nothing. You knew how to file the court documents, and yet you just let him continue paying for 3 kids when you only had 1, she exclaimed. While her accusations were technically correct, it was important to note that my ex-husband and I had stood together at the time we agreed how we would handle these filings. He knew the process just as well as I did and was aware that the children were aging out. Yet, he did nothing about it. He neither reached out to me, consulted our divorce attorney, nor attempted to resolve the situation in any way. Was I the jerk for staying silent? This confrontation has sparked quite the debate online. Are you ready to hear what people had to say? One user raised a practical point. You probably should have filed the paperwork for the third child as you agreed, which was every other child. But another commenter delved deeper into the situation. Why didn't you file for the third child? You agreed to do every other kid, so him not doing it for the second is on him, but why didn't you do the third? Generally, I'd say you are a jerk, but he was too lazy to literally file a basic form. Even now, he isn't complaining. His girlfriend is. Do we really think someone too lazy to file a form to lower his support will bother coming to recoup it? And someone else brought up a potentially bigger issue. Chances are you can be held liable for the overpayments. I just looked it up. In all 50 states, you are liable to pay it back, and in some states with interest. Since the original poster isn't in the States, there are many countries that also require overpayment to be returned. She's from the United Kingdom based on her history. She will be liable for overpayment. So here we are. Was I morally wrong to let him keep paying, or was it his responsibility to keep track of it himself? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you found this story as intriguing as I did, hit that subscribe button. I post a new story every day, and you will not want to miss the next one. And if you want more, I just covered a story where a woman was misled about child support payments. The link is in the description.